Hello YouTube. We're going to do a little bit of a test this afternoon, some antenna experiments with a couple of antennas I've had for a long time actually. I just pulled these out the garage. A couple of 11 metre antennas. First one is a Sirio Megawatt 4000, a very good antenna, approximately 6 feet long, and PL type connection to go into the SO239 magnetic mount on the vehicle. Had it for absolutely years. I must have had this one for at least 20 years, and it's been a great antenna, never let me down, been one of the best performers I've ever owned actually for CB radio. So we're going to be sticking that in the car with a present Lincoln 2 this afternoon and giving that a try, but we're going to also give it a try against a 9-foot tank whip. So if you have a look at these, it's hard to get them in on the camera there, but as you can see, this is your 9-foot tank whip. It's a 3/4 wave antenna, very long antenna indeed, and yeah, it's a good performer, really is. Obviously I don't use that whilst mobile, I use it when static, parked up on the hilltops and everything, but you can get some idea of the size of these two antennas there. Look at the length of those. So you've got the Megawatt 4000, about 6 feet long, and the tank whip is a 1/4 wave, like I say, with a 3/8 base. But we have got an adapter which I've just dug out of the garage. There we go. That's the official Sirio adapter to convert PL type or SO239 mag to the 3/8 fitting required for the tank whip. So there you go, that's the one. So we're going to try those, but before we get started we're going to go into the car and just check the SWR on both of these, make sure everything's set up okay. So let's just go do that. Okay, let's get the antenna on the roof of the car. So first of all, the Sirio, the Megawatt 4000, just screw it onto the base there. Great long antenna that is. I say long, it's 6 foot tall, nothing compared to the tank whip there, but okay, so here's my temporary setup inside the vehicle. This is the present Lincoln 2 we're going to be using this afternoon. Got another radio with me as well. I've got the Yaesu FT857, but for CB radio use we've got the Lincoln 2 Plus there. I might get the 857 out, just depending on what we've got going on later on. So we're going to compare both of these antennas, and how we're going to do this is we're going to drive about 16 miles away from here to a local high point, and we're going to try calling a couple of stations back over here or this side in Bridlington and see how they get us, both on the Sirio Megawatt 4000 and then on the 1/4 wave tank whip. So we've got a meter set up anyway. There we go, there's the trusty Wells meter, the SP200. So we're just going to quickly just check that everything's calibrated. So we're just going to put some RF through it. So we're on 27505 on FM, and there we go. Whoa, that's way too high on the calibration. Let's have a little look. Here we go. There you go, so that's calibration. Let's flick to forward power there. And as you can see, we've got 30 watts going out there on the Lincoln 2 Plus on the FM. So 30 watts on FM, that's max power output there on this radio at the moment. And let's have a look at the SWR that's resulting from that anyway. There we go. So this is on the Megawatt 4000. It's tuned up well, as you can see there. 1 to 1.1 I would say on that one. And yeah, we're on the 200 watt scale. So yeah, again, like I say, we're looking at this. There you go. So on the forward range we've got about 30 watts of power going out there, I'd say. And what we'll do is we'll go and swap the antennas over and try the tank whip now, and then we're all good to go. Okay, let's get the converter screwed in there. So this gives it a 3/8 base mount. I'm going to put this tank whip in. Obviously you wouldn't want to be driving mobile with something like this, because it whips about everywhere. The mag mount will fall off anyway. You'd have to have a better mounting than this for it. And seriously, at 9 foot tall, you don't really be wanting to drive around with something like that, really. Okay, let's just go back in the car, and as you can see, super tall tank whip there. Let's get back in the car and have a little look and see what we've got now then. So let's do a recal on the meter. Let's just see what we get. So on here, calibration, and put that to the end of there. SWR, let's do that. There we go. So the tank whip's at 1 to 1.5, which is about right. Still acceptable there. We can maybe tweak it a little bit. Let's just change frequency and see if we can get it to go down a bit more. Let's see what it's like on 26 megs down there. Let's do a recal. So yeah, it's just under 2 there really. So yeah, its bandwidth is less than the Sirio generally, but it's kind of to be expected really. Let's go up to 28 megs as well there, and just have a quick look. 28,500 go the other way, and 1 to 1.5. Yeah, so it's better up into 10 meter band than it is lower down, but it's perfectly okay for 27 there, which is where we're going to be operating today. So that's cool anyway. So that's all good. So that's the tank whip. So we're going to compare both of them. So what we're going to do is give. I've got a couple of stations lined up hopefully that'll be able to give us a radio report and see which one comes up best anyway between the 2 antennas, and see which one actually does perform better. As like I say, I've had both of them for many years, and it's hard to know which one to use when static mobile operating, but it's always nice to try different things out and see what we can get there. 26 Tango Mike 001, 26 Tango Mike 001, listening for any calls.
Simon, 26 Sierra November Yankee 01, returning.
Yeah, go again with the QRZ. It's 26 Tango Mike 001 this side. Operator name Simon.
Yeah, good day again. Here's Kev, Kilo Echo Victor from Scarborough, 26 Sierra November Yankee 01.
Sierra November Yankee 01. Yes, we did try and make the call a bit earlier on, didn't we there, Kev? But yeah, a bit better now, the signal anyway up this way, yeah?
Yes, certainly indeed. You give me an S5 there, radio 5.
Yeah, no problem. I'm parked up somewhere near Staxton actually, up at the village there, so yeah, nice high up location and everything. Seems like the band's fully open now. Seems to be quite a number of people around from Ireland as well, and they're in 2.9 division.
Yes, indeed. We've worked a few there this morning from 2.9 there.
Yeah, quite impressive really. I haven't heard 2.9 division coming through for quite a while, so it's nice to hear some that are a bit closer to home now anyway, so that's quite good. But yeah, I did try calling you back earlier on when we were on 610, but I just lost you. It just sort of faded out on the way down here, but it is quite difficult from your side, I know.
Yeah, again indeed, yeah. I get a bit of noise where I am, sure, from my QTH there from time to time there.
Yeah, no problem at all. I think we all do when we're back at home, don't we? That's why I go mobile quite a bit, really, to get away from the noise and everything, because up here there's no noise at all. Like the meter's reading 0 on the radio, which is really good, but back at home it's usually around anything from about an S3 to an S5 usually.
Yeah, indeed. I get S7 to S9 when it hits me bad here, so nothing I can do about that there, so turn my radio off, so it is a no-go. But yeah, I do miss working mobile and just being able to get away from it there. But I don't own a vehicle these days, so them days are long gone for me now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, it is good to get out and about mobile sometimes, just hear a few different stations and everything, because you hear all sorts of stuff that you don't do when you're at home, when you've got limited noise floor and everything. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I tell you what, Kev, if you're hanging around for a minute, can I do a test with you? Because what I'm trying to do is work out which of these 2 antennas is actually better. I've got 2 antennas with me in the car today. One of them is a Sirio Megawatt 4000, which is the antenna I'm on now, and the other antenna is a quarter wave tank whip. So if you can give me a couple of minutes while I switch over the antennas, can we just try taking a signal reading before and after?
Yeah, sure, sorry, of course you can, no worries, go for it.
Right, okay, give me 2 minutes. I've got to literally nip outside the car, unscrew the antenna and put the adapter in. This one's like an SO239 base, and the other one's like the 3/8 screw-in type whip anyway. So yeah, if you just stand by on this frequency. Just before we do though, what's my signal then? What's it peaking at now? 54321.
3325 there is that there, radio 5.
Right, okay, we're about an S5 to you then, did you say?
Yeah, S5.
Right, okay, you're about an S7 to me this way anyway on this radio. I'm on the present Lincoln too, so yeah, just give me 2 minutes then. I'll switch the antennas over and I'll call you back, and then you can see which one sounds better then, yeah? Right, okay, Kev, 543211235. Are you back on the frequency?
Yes, receiving good.
Yeah, no problem. Right, that's the quarter wave tank whip that I'm using now then. Have a look at the signal meter now and see what it's giving you. 543211235.
Yeah, that's a solid S7, is that?
So you think this one's slightly better than the other one then? Well, it should be really, I suppose, because it is a quarter wave and it's like 9 feet tall, that one is. It's absolutely huge.
Romeo 139 is the call sign. No, back to you.
Yeah, no problem. Kev, do you just want to take it through to him there a minute, see if you can get him there?
Yeah, sure. 29 Echo Romeo 9. I've got those as it calls hard then. Yeah, operator in this size Kev, Kilo Echo Victor. Yeah, you give me an S5 to 6 there. Radio 5. It's just as though he sat next to me in my living room. So coming through great. So if I wasn't looking at the radio, you're in the room with me there, sort of thing there. You coming through that good, that too?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, you're hitting me just on the 9. I do have a preamp switched on, but still, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm using an old Kenwood here, but great to hear a few different voices on the channels. Back to you.
Certainly, indeed, yeah. I mean, where I am in Scarborough, there's myself, just myself. One or two others that do, come from time to time. But it's very, very quiet where we are. It's not a village, it's a town, but it's very quiet, especially on the radio. It didn't used to be, but yeah. So I get here most days as much as I can. My radio is always on, so I'm always happy to speak to somebody there, and I'll happily. For hours and hours waffle on there.
Yeah, lovely. It's very busy on there today. Normally we would have been out enjoying the weather, but pouring with rain here, so I thought, switch on the radio and see what's happening. And I'm glad I did. Thank you.
Yeah, Luke, just before you go, what was the QRZ again, in case I hear you on the band again?
I missed that. The call sign was 29 Echo Romeo 139. The personal is Luke, Lima Uniform Kilo Echo.
Yeah, no problem at all there, Luke. Yeah, it was just a QRZ, your call sign I was after, just to put in the log there, so I remember for next time I hear you on. But just before you go, I'm just, like I say, static mobile, President Lincoln Mark II. It's a 2+ this radio, and I'm using a 9-foot tank whip, would you believe, on top of the car, and it's pouring down with rain at the moment up here.
Well, geez, the tank whip is doing well because you're 9+, and the audio is very nice too. Mobile, pouring with rain here as well. It was supposed to be a lovely outdoor function today, but I think that's not going to happen. Shame. You can't rely on the weather anyway. Okay, back to you. Are you there, Simon?
Yeah, I've got you, Jason. Have you got me okay there?
Yeah. You're still quite far in back in my box.
Right, okay. So what's the signal meter showing for you there? You're giving me about an S7 this side.
Right, give some more.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm only getting an S2 off you.
Right, well, this is going to be quite interesting. If you're only getting an S2 off me, we can switch the antenna over in a minute. But, yeah, what do you reckon then? This is the tank whip. I've just been talking to Kev at Scarborough, and he seems to think the tank whip's slightly stronger than the other one.
Well, you have to swap over and give it a try then. But, yeah, you're peaking between S2 and S3.
Right, okay, well that's fair enough then. We do need some distance between us to see how good the signal is between the two antennas, so just give me 2 minutes to switch over, yeah, and I'll be right back. Right, okay, Jason, try that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly the same to me.
Yeah, this is what we found last time, isn't it? It didn't seem to make a lot of difference whichever antenna I was on. They were about the same, weren't they?
There's no difference at all there, Simon, signal or audio.
Well, that's really interesting, isn't it? Because the tank whip, really, with it being a bit longer and being a quarter wave, you'd expect it to be a little bit better, but no, not much in it at all, really. But
no, I was wrong again. Okay, Black Fountain, there's an old monument up. Have you seen up there where the wind turbines are? No, I met him there when I was talking to you there. I met that lad alright, but he didn't say how much he drove on, if you remember. I was trying to pick you up there on the FM, but I had a different radio. It was off frequency and everything there, Bragg. Off right, yeah, that's right, that's the night, yeah, that's where I thought you were now, but you were probably different, so yeah. Yeah, you were over towards Islands 20, kind of, so that direction.
Break.
Hello, break.
Yeah, have you got a copy on 26 Tango Mike 001 in East Yorkshire, England?
Yeah, Roger, you got a copy here. You have a signal 6 here, great radio, and the name here would be Tango Oscar Mike 001. I'm in the southwest coast of Ireland, the place called Kerry.
Yeah, QSL there, Tom. Yeah, no problem at all. Well, fine signal from you. It's sort of up and down between 5 and 7 there. But yeah, I just heard you two guys talking there and just wanted to break in and say hello, really, because I'm just static mobile, running a President Lincoln 2 transceiver this side. So we're in the car, we're on FM 27955. Yeah, so what sort of signal are you getting me on this one, Jason?
You're about a needle width just before the S6.
Right, okay, I've just gone past Octon Crossroads, just pulled into a farmer's field like and that, just on one of the side bits here, so yeah. So just keep an eye on that then, and what we'll do in a second, we'll switch over, but that's a lot better than it was before, but I was clearly nearer to Scarborough before, so you couldn't hear me very well on the FM.
Yeah, I've got S4 noise on here, and you just touched in the S6.
Now what I'll do, yeah, I'll just over the S7 on this meter on this radio, but as I drove down here I heard Terry talking to somebody on 19, and I tried to break in and speak to Terry and he couldn't hear me, but the other guy was relaying for me, and he was up in Southern Ireland, you know, and he could hear me better than Terry could.
Yeah, I flicked onto 19 just as I was about to go downstairs from my tea, and I heard Terry talking to somebody in Ireland. I think it was called, was it Adam or something?
Yeah, anyway, he went down there like and that, went down to 27841, I think it was. I had a quick chat with him and I broke in on them, and Terry could only just hear me, but I could hear the guy in Ireland and he could hear me perfectly.
Yeah, bit of ground wave going today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting conditions. It's all kicking off now like and that. I just had a couple more when I was waiting for you coming back on as well. Just broke in on two guys in Southern Ireland. They're all Southwest Ireland at the moment, it seems to be.
Yeah, well, I've just been down on 555 and I heard Roy call out. I followed him down, give him a shout, but he went back to somebody else.
Right, okay. Yeah, he's probably in demand. I haven't heard Roy for a while, actually, to be honest with you, but yeah. Right, okay. Give me 2 minutes. I'll switch this antenna over then, so keep an eye on the signal, and then we'll see which one's actually better, hopefully, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, we're back on the tank whip now. 54321 12345. Is there any difference on that one?
That's gone down about a needle width. There was one bar before my S6. Now you're two marks before my S6.
Right, so what we're thinking then, we think that the other antenna is better than the Sirio Megawatt 4000 is actually better, isn't it, than the tank whip generally?
Yeah, there's not much in it. But yeah, that one's slightly down on the other one.
Yeah, it's interesting that is really, isn't it? You think that the quarter wave tank whip would have actually been better, but it looks like there's not a lot in it really. And I've been making calls all afternoon on both of them. I've had a few contacts that have been absolutely fine, but it looks like the Sirio's winning, to be honest with you. Right, okay, that's the other antenna back on the Sirio Megawatt 4000. I think we'll stick with this one.
Yeah, what was we saying on that last over? My signal, was it the same then?
Wasn't much difference on the receive. If anything, it was a little bit lower on the other one.
Yeah, so it sounds like the Sirio's just that slightly better on transmit and slightly better on receive then.
Yeah, I'd say really there's not a lot in it. Believe me, it's very, very difficult to actually pick up that many differences between the two, because they both seem to work quite well. But if you want an antenna you can leave on the car and not mess about with, then the Sirio Megawatt 4000 is the one to go for, really. Well, there you have it. The good old Sirio Megawatt 4000 appears to win against the tank whip. I mean, the results are pretty much non-conclusive, because as you can see from the video and the footage that we recorded there, we had positive contacts on both antennas, but obviously for bandwidth the Sirio seems to be better, and also the fact that you can just put the Sirio Megawatt 4000 into a standard mag mount and it'll stay on the car, whereas the quarter wave tank whip is really only for static mobile use, unless you've got a super strong sort of magnetic mount. But who wants a 9-foot antenna whipping about on top of their vehicle anyway? So that's something to consider. But I'd like to thank all the stations that I spoke to in the video. It was pretty cool, that was. A nice bit of Sporadic E coming through there into Southern Ireland. Must say a big shout out to Kev at Scarborough, and also Jason back in Bridlington there, the Delta Romeo station, who did some of the tests with me. We've been doing this over the past couple of weeks to see if the results were consistent, and it would appear that it is pretty much the same no matter what we do and whichever location we choose, really. So I'd say that if you were going to buy an antenna, even though this Sirio Megawatt 4000 is nearly 20 years old that I've got in my hand here, it's still available from places like Knights CB in the UK for about it's about 39 quid or something like that, which isn't too bad for a decentish antenna. It's about 6 foot long, which is probably about as long as you want to put on the vehicle, but this one certainly is the one of choice, and it's the one that I've kept all these years because I haven't really found anything better, really, to be honest with you. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried different antennas? Have you tried the tank whip out? Have you compared it to anything else? Obviously I haven't got an antenna analyzer just yet or anything, but it'd be interesting to see other people's you know, theories or their experience that they've had with the tank whip or the Megawatt 4000. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that little test anyway, and we'll do some more in the future. So thanks for watching.